Hi, Madison. Congratulations. I'm Ciara with MTMV Sports. Your word for your final season was joy. And here on draft night, how is that word taken on a new meaning for you?
I get, you saw it with my tears. Those weren't sad tears, those were tears of joy. This year, Coach Joe was big on making joy our word because it's important that we have gratitude through it all. Like things could always be worse. You know what I'm saying? And look at me, as much as, I doubted myself and as much as, I didn't always come out on top. God was with me through it all. And look where I'm sitting right now, and I'm so blessed and grateful to be here. So blessed to be, going to Dallas and just so happy to see what God has planned for me. And I plan, no matter what God has planned, I plan to do it all with joy. So,
Staying in the front row to your right, Madison.
Hey Madison, how you doing?
how you
Chris from the
doing?
Chris Gunther Show. First of all, I love the ice around your neck. Just
Thank
putting that
you.
out there. Just want to go ahead and bam that.
Thank you.
What is it about playing in the W that you're looking forward to the most?
Competing against the best in the world. I'm a competitor. I love to compete, especially on that defensive end. It starts there. It gets me motivated, gets me juiced up, So I'm looking forward to competing against the best. These are legends that I watched growing up. These are people that I aspire to be like. These are people that I study and really idolize. So I'm just really excited to compete against the best. And, may the chips fall where they fall. Sometimes they're gonna get me, sometimes I'll get them. I just want to compete at a high level and just grow and learn and just be the best that I can be.
Next two questions, Madison, will come from the last row to the right of the television set.
Okay.
Hey, Madison,
Hi.
congratulations on tonight. Gabe
Thank you.
Zoda from Sideline Sports Network. You talk about the effort you want to put on the defensive end. You're going to be with Dejanna Carrington, one of the better defenders in the league. Just talk about being able to learn for her, or learn from her, and just what those conversations are going to be like throughout this process.
Dejanay is absolutely amazing. She is that person that's gonna lock you up. She's gonna guard the best player. And she's been in the league, so she has that experience. I cannot wait for training camp so I can be up under her, be a sponge, and just learn all there is to learn, because one thing about me is I'm versatile. I'll be switching and I'll be guarding those guard positions that Dejanay guards, So any tips that she can give me, any knowledge that she can give me, I want it all because I want to be great and I want to surround myself around people that want to be great as well, So it starts on the defensive end, and I'm excited to have those conversations with Dejanay and get all the tools and any knowledge that she has that will help me, grow and be the best that I can be this season.
Madison, staying in the last row to the right of the television.
Yes.
How you doing, Madison?
Hi.
Congratulations, Kenny with NYLF TV. Well, you're one of four players from Ole Miss to leave with over 1,600 points, 1,000 rebounds. You have multiple defensive teams. Just talk about something that doesn't show up on the stat sheet that will just tell NBA, WNBA fans about yourself.
My leadership, my leadership. And one thing that I plan to show, even sorry, let me start over. My leadership, but I want to make sure that I come in with that leadership even as a rookie. Of course I want to come in and be a sponge and learn from all these vets and gain as much knowledge as possible, but I also want to still be me. And I know that I could communicate at a high level. I know that I'm a great teammate. I know that I can encourage and bring people along with me. And I know that I'm also a great follower. So I know what I need to follow. So I think that's all makeups of what makes me a great leader. And of course, I'll continue to grow and get better. But I plan to come in and bring, that leadership. And that doesn't always show up on a stat sheet. But I think my presence is big. And I'm going to be that energy ball. I'm going to come in with all that passion. I'm going to bring, anything that needs to be brought for our team to be successful. And I can't wait to showcase that as soon as I touch down in Dallas.
I want to move over to Zoom for a couple. We're going to go to both Dallas and Ole Miss. We're going to start with Robert in Dallas.
Thank you so much. And my question is just basically like, what are the intangibles that you're looking forward to bringing to this incredibly talented team, and what message do you have for the Dallas sports fans?
Uh, it's gonna start on the defensive end. I keep harping on that, but I've been, in the program for 5 years where our motto was dictate and disrupt. It's embedded in me. It's in my blood, to play defense at a high level. And when you look at our team with Paige and Isaiah and Enrique, and I can go down the list of offensive power, great players. How can I help this team? You get what I'm saying? And yes, there'll be direct things that Dallas asked me to do to help the team, but I know that I can come in immediately and be a force on defense. You get what I'm saying? Around all these great players and to, to help them out. So, again, that's what I plan on bringing. It's going to start on defensive end. And again, I'll learn and grow and my role will expand and yeah, I'll learn and grow and my role will continue to expand. Sorry.
All right, we're going to jump to Ole Miss for a couple. We're going to go to Dalen and then Evie. Dalen, followed by Evie.
Maddie, here with the Little Walk. So excited for you and grateful to cover your career at Ole Miss over the last couple years.
Thank
For you were able to sustain something that we don't see too often in college basketball anymore. Just staying at a school for the longevity that you stayed at Ole Miss. For this now moving forward point for you in Dallas, what are going to be your immediate goals when you touch down in the 214 and arrive with your new teammates in Dallas?
To work my butt off and to stick. I want to really stick on this team. I want to help this team be successful. I want to help this team have a great season. So I'm going to do everything in my power to do that. I'm going to work my butt off, not only in practice, but outside of practice. I'm going to be with those vets, Dejanay, like we already talked about, and gain as much knowledge as possible. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that I'm putting myself in the best opportunity, the best place to stick on this team because I really want to help this team be successful. They believed in me, so I want to give them my all. So, yeah.
We're going to stay on Zoom. Evie.
Mute myself here. Okay. Congratulations, Maddie. This
Thank
is
you.
with the rebelwalk.com. So excited for you.
Thank you.
Honestly, this is a basic question, but after all the years of work and blood and sweat and tears you've put into basketball, can you just describe what that moment was like for you to hear your name called?
I'm just so blessed. That's why you saw those tears, I have been blessed to play this game at a high level, 5 years straight, no injuries, God has placed me around great teammates. God has allowed me to experience things that I never thought I would experience, allowed me to create memories that I never, imagined, allowed me to travel the world and meet great players, even being here, surrounded by great players. I'm just extremely blessed and I don't take, anything, for granted. So I'm just super excited, for all the work that I put in, before, and I'm just super excited for all the work that's to come as well, with God by my side. So super excited.
We have
Thank
three
you.
more questions from the room. Madison, we're going to start second row right in the center.
Hi, Madison.
Hi.
Jackie Powell with the Next. I'm curious if you can share with us some of your earliest WNBA memories. Like, what was the player or the moment that made you fall in love with the league and think, ooh, like, I want to be there?
Candace Parker made me fall in love with the league. She's absolutely amazing. Her versatility, she's the GOAT, in my eyes. And what makes Candace so special to me is her presence. This is what I talked about, having impact, that leadership. Candace didn't always have to score, but Candace did other things. She was a stat stuffer, from rebounding to defending, blocks, assists, you name it. And that's what, I like to say that I do, stuff the stat sheet. I want to do whatever my team needs me to do to be successful. So Candace is a great example of that. I got to take a picture with her this weekend and I was so excited, and I hope that I continue to be in settings with her so I can learn from her and gain knowledge from her because I've been studying her forever. And I aspire to do a little of what she did in her career. So just grateful to be in a position to have conversations with her.
Madison, third row, central left.
Jambari Moreau Sports Media. Madison, congratulations.
Thank you.
Just one question. What's one thing about your game that fans will be surprised about in Dallas?
Surprised about? That's a good question. I think they'll be surprised maybe to see what I do on the offensive end. I think the sky's the limit and there's a lot more to my game. And of course there's a lot more work to be put in. But the sky's the limit. Like it's really no ceilings to what I'm capable of doing. All it takes is belief, them believing in me believing in myself and God. So I just think that it's so much to be unlocked when I touch down there. So I'm just excited for it all. Excited for every single moment.
All right, we have two more questions. This will be the last one from the room. Madison, to your right in the third row.
Hey, Madison, congratulations on being drafted. You talk about your pride as a defender. Who are you most excited to guard in the WNBA?
You know, I was asked this question earlier, and I know it's generic answer, but I said everybody, you know, because I'm a competitor. I'm like, I really, you know, I want to play against the best, you know, because I want to be the best one day. You know, you can't be what you can't see. You know, I know even if I'm out there in my, you know, like my rookie season, and let's say I'm guarding Brianna Stewart, and she comes down and she does what she does and scores on me. I still know that I'm getting better because I'm going against the best. I'm going against the WNBA champion. You get what I'm saying? Like, so no matter what, I'm gonna take each experience and learn from it and grow from it and be the best that I can be. So I want to guard everybody. I want every opportunity to be successful, to get better. I want it. So I'm going after that.
All right,
Thank you.
This will be our last question, going back to Mississippi to Brad. Brad, go ahead.
Hey, Madison, Brad Locke, Daily Journal in Tupelo. How you doing?
Great. How are you?
I'm good. I just want to ask you, having helped take Ole Miss from the cellar to a couple of Sweet 16s, now you're going to a team who has struggled of late. How do you feel like that Ole Miss experience can help you in this situation?
God makes no mistakes. I'm prepared. I'm prepared. Yes, Dallas hasn't, been in the top for a little while, but they have all the pieces, great coaching staff, great GM, great players. They have all the pieces, and most importantly, they have the belief. And I think that's what separates it. At Ole Miss, nobody believed. Nobody believed in my decision to go there. Nobody believed that we can go to Sweet 16s. Nobody believed that we could have the success that we had, but I believed. You get what I'm saying? And I believe in Dallas. And I am so excited to get to work because I can't wait for all that's to come.
Thank you.
Madison, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys.